Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 23. Happy 4th of July everybody, hope you guys are enjoying your festivities, but let's make some room for the Seattle Mariners. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you enjoyed the series, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. The Mariners are going to start off on the road against the Oakland Athletics, and Kyle Muller will be on the mound for Oakland, acquired in the offseason in a 3-team trade from the Atlanta Braves, and he will be starting off his day against Colton Wong, who's at 247 to begin the young season, and he begins today by popping up a full count fastball. Got good timing on it, but just couldn't get it squared away. Easy play for the Langoliers. We'll take a look at the Mariners lineup today. Usual starters: Sam Haggerty is the DH. Core catcher is Tom Murphy. Only 297 OBP. This is 13th in the American League. They're not the best with making contact if it's not the home run ball, as you can see by some of the averages. J.P. Crawford up next. He will draw a walk, so the first base runner of the day for the M's will come by 4 balls. Ty France up next. He will also draw a walk. Looks at the 4-seam fastball outside, and quickly Muller's put 2 on for J-Rod, and Julio Rodriguez turns on a circle change to deep left field, but not deep enough. Just underneath it. Easy play out there in left for Edgar Ruiz for 2 down. Next up is Teoscar Hernandez up the middle, base hit. Yes, he gets by. Fastball right through, and that's going to be the first run of the day. An RBI single for Teoscar Hernandez. The Mariners jump out to a 1-0 lead early. It's good to see the Mariners connect on the baseball, well early. Pollock, though, will strike out to end the first. They'll send the 2021 AL Cy Young Award winner Robbie Ray to the mound, who 3.68 ERA in his 5 starts. Looking to continue some early success, as Tony Kemp will lead off for the Oakland A's. Full count pitch to Kemp, and he will look at a slider inside. Ball 4, thought about it, but wisely took it. Going to put him on first base for Edgar Ruiz. 0-2 pitch to Ruiz, and he hits this one to center, where Rodriguez will come underneath it for the first out of the inning. Take a look at the A's lineup. The Athletics have actually done a very good job this year. They're overachieving. Yes, they're still underneath 500, but this is a baseball team that a lot of people thought would come dead last in all of the MLB. And, well, they've overachieved a little bit. Jesus Aguilar has been swinging a hot bat in his last 10 games. He's been a big reason as to why. Speaking of Aguilar, he is up next. Full count pitch to Aguilar, and he drills this one deep to center. Yes, there was a reason I was talking about him, and that's because he just went yard with a 2-run shot. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Jesus Aguilar continues his hot streak, his 6th home run of the season, and just like that, the M's lead has evaporated. 2-1 now in favor of the Oakland Athletics, as Robbie Ray gets taken to center. Next batter, Brent Rooker. 0-1 pitch to Rooker. He hits this one into the left center gap, but Pollock will be over for this one, and that'll be 2 away. Brings up Elizmas Diaz, the former World Series champion, who looks at strike 3 high, and the A's take a 2-1 lead after 1. We're going to top 4. Julio Rodriguez back up to the dish. 1-1 pitch. Turns on an inside fastball to left, but again flies out to Ruiz, as Rodriguez has gone a little bit cold in recent games. Teoscar Hernandez up next. Rails one to left field. 12-6, and he gets it over the wall just above the 330 sign. And Teoscar Hernandez has tied us up at 2 apiece with a solo shot, providing all of the offense for the Seattle Mariners today. His 3rd homer of the season, goes 360 down the line, and this game is back to square 1. Next batter, A.J. Pollock. 2-2 pitch to him. He's going to try to do the same thing deep to left field, and this one is off the top of the wall. I thought for sure that one was going to get out. That we had back-to-back jacks. I think Pollock thought the same. He stops at first base with a single. Let's take a look at this one as it hits just off of the top of that orange part, mere inches away from clearing the wall. That's a tough one to swallow for the Mariners. As Suarez up next, pops up into 3rd base, where Kevin Smith is manning that spot today. It's a 2nd out of the inning. Up next to DH, Sam Haggerty. 12-6 curve, gets underneath it just early, and this one will be put away and left. So all tied up at 2. Couple inches away from another Mariners lead. We'll go bottom 5 here. Shea Langoliers starting off for the Athletics. 2-1 pitch, grounder over to 3rd, where Suarez will field it, and he'll throw him out at first base. How about the DH, Jordan Diaz? 2-2 pitch into foul territory, and there's all that ground out there. Easy play for the first baseman today, Ty France. Quick 2 down now for Kevin Smith, who draws a walk. So a 2-out base runner put on by Robbie Ray. We go back to the top of the lineup for Tony Kemp. We'll look at ball 4, his second walk of the evening, and Ray, a little bit of self-inflicted damage is going to be taken out of this one. He goes 4 2/3. We're going to call upon Penn Murphy to get the final out, who is yet to allow an earned run today in this year, and it's going to continue. Strike 3 on Ruiz. Murphy gets the job done. And we're going to go into the next one. Dalton Jeffries will come in relief for the Oakland Athletics, making his 10th appearance of the season. Top 7, Eugenio Suarez up first, and he swings and misses on a high fastball, out number 1. How about Sam Haggerty? Now switching to the left side of the plate. He looks at ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. And how about Tom Murphy? He also looks at ball 4. So 8 straight balls thrown by Dalton Jeffries. Getting a little wild out there. Just in time for the top of the order. And Colton Wong, 1-1 pitch down the right field line. That was batted down by Aguilar, showing some good defense. Gets him out at first. 2 away now. Could have saved a potential RBI. But unfortunately for Aguilar, it came at a price. Looks like he hurt his foot on the play. He will have to come out, and they'll put in Seth Brown to replace him. Trying to get out of the inning cleanly. J.P. Crawford up next. Fastball driven to left field, but in comes the left fielder, and Esteury Ruiz will catch it. We're still tied up at 2 after 6.5, and we're going to go into the bottom of the 7th, stretch it a little bit, just because it's Diego Castillo will come in. He has 1 batter down, and Jordan Diaz up next, who rips one deep to left field. This one's got some carry, and this one is going to clear the wall. Lands just over the orange line, and the Oakland Athletics have retaken the lead. Jordan Diaz solo shot, his 2nd home run of the season, and the designated hitter for the Oakland Athletics has put them back ahead. A couple batters later, Tony Kemp will chop it over to the shortstop, where Crawford will field it, but the A's do get the lead back. They're going to send it over to the former Met, Trevor May, in the top of the 8th. Try to set up their closer in the 9th. Hasn't had a best season so far, and his day doesn't start off the best either. Ty France, full count single into right field, puts the first batter aboard. How about Julio Rodriguez up next? Before we get there, we're going to put a little bit more speed on the base pass. Dylan Moore will come in, and Rodriguez up first. Runner's actually going to take off. A little hit and run here for the Mariners, but unfortunately Rodriguez hits this one into foul territory, and all that grass is able to be caught. So the hit and run doesn't work, but the Mariners try it again with Teoscar Hernandez, who's been very good today, and again, another pop out. So 2 failed hit and runs, and the Mariners are going to try it again. But this time the A's are ready for it. They pitch out and gun Moore down at second. A bad inning for the Seattle Mariners, to say the least. We'll go bottom 8 here. 1 out. Diego Castillo still on the mound, and Seth Brown, who just came in the game for the injury of Aguilar, has his first hit on his first at bat. A 1 out double to the left field wall. Brent Rooker up next. First pitch swinging. This is going to bloop into right, and it's going to get down. And Brown's going to come around third, and the Oakland A's extend their lead. Now, 4-2 over the Mariners. Get themselves a little bit of an insurance run going into the night. Trying to get more, though, as Elizabeth Diaz will single up the middle for a base hit. Now 2 runners on, still only 1 away, and Castillo again struggling to get some consistent outs. He'll be pulled in favor of Matt Brash, who hasn't really had that much of a better season with a 6.57 ERA. But he does get through the inning as Langoliers will hit a soft liner to Suarez. But the A's, now up by 2, will turn it over to their closer, Zach Jackson, who's 9 for 10 on the season in save opportunities. They'll start off against A.J. Pollock. He's 1 for 3 on the day, did single back in the 4th, and he's going to draw a walk to begin, so that'll put him on first base. The tying run now at the plate is Eugenio Suarez, but he can't connect. Low fastball, strikeouts, out number 1. Sam Haggerty up next, can't connect on the 4-seamer as well, and quickly Jackson has put 2 down. And the hope lies in the hands of now Cal Raleigh. He's going to come in and pitch hit. 302 on the season. He's had a pretty good year, but he can't get the bat on the ball. Circle change fools him. Jackson strikes out the side. And the A's take game 1 here by a final score of 4-2. As Oakland continues a pretty good stretch of baseball here In the early part of the season, the Mariners, a win they'd like to have, but they only scored 2 on 5 hits. Jeffries gets the win, Castillo the loss. Jackson gets his 10th save of the season. And play of the game is also going to go to Jordan Diaz, 2 for 3 with that home run that broke the tie back in the 7th. And the A's never looked back after that one. Game 2, the A's win this one as well, 5-2. Justice Sheffield pitched for the Seattle Mariners. He went 3 earned runs and couldn't get an out. Part of the reason why that 6th inning exploded. And the Oakland Athletics guaranteed to win the series, and we go from bad to worse. Castillo gets hurt in Game 3, a head concussion. He's going to be out for 1 to 2 weeks. We do win the ball game though by a final score of 5-4. Teoscar Hernandez went yard in this one and also had a double with 3 RBIs. But Castillo is going to be going to the 15-day IL and enters place. We're going to call back up Marco Gonzalez, who we recently sent to AAA, but he's going to get the call back up to the majors. That's not going to be the only move we do, because Tommy La Stella has been on the Major League club, and he's been very underwhelming, only hitting about 175, and he's age 34. I really don't see a point in sending him to the minors, so we're going to DFA Tommy La Stella, and he will be released shortly later in this episode. And to make room for a middle infield spot, there's a guy in free agency by the name of Robinson Cano, a former Seattle Mariner who's sitting in free agency at 40 years old. Definitely not the same player he used to be, but regardless of the past that Cano has had, I think it's appropriate that he gets a fitting conclusion to his Major League career. So we're going to bring him back to Seattle on a 1-year, $1.2 million contract, allow him to finish his baseball career in Seattle, and he's going to get his first start of the season at home at T-Mobile Park against the defending World Series Houston Astros. Let me know what you think of the Robinson Cano signing. Should he get a appropriate send-off, and see if the Mariners can give it to him. Here's the lineup for the Astros. Here's the lineup for the Mariners wearing their City Connect uniforms. And it's not going to be easy, though, because it's Houston Astros. Yes, they are the defending World Series champions. But they also have the best record in the AL West. On the mound for the Seattle Mariners will be Logan Gilbert, making his 7th start of the season, .265 ERA. He's probably our best pitcher up to this point, so it's fitting that he gets to go up against the Houston Astros. As we'll go to top 1, start off the day with a Kyle Tucker single in to left. So quickly, the Astros have a base runner, and Tucker's actually going to take second, and it's not really going to matter if he stole the base or not because the ball was in the dirt, but it's a stolen base nonetheless for Tucker, his 7th of the season. Later in the at-bat, Michael Brantley does swing through a circled change, so there's out number 1. Big Yordan Alvarez up next, looks at a full count fastball off the plate, so Gilbert, now with runners on first and second, brings up Altuve, and he walks him as well, so Gilbert loads the bases. You can't avoid the next batter. It's Jose Abreu, and he walks him on 4 pitches, so 3 straight walks for Gilbert, and that's going to be a run. The Astros get one aboard while barely swinging the bats. And it's not done yet. Bregman up the middle. A great diving play by Crawford. Bats the ball down, but there is no play. And the Astros get another, maybe saved a 3rd run. But Houston now up 2-0. Jeremy Pena up next. Fly ball into shallow right. Hernandez is on his horse. He's going to catch it. And they're not going to test the arm of Teoscar. So a big second out. Keeps the bases loaded. Chas McCormick up next. Hits a deep one to right. Hernandez back. Almost at the track, but he does catch it. So Houston does get 2 in the top of the first, but it could have been so much more. Lance McCullers Jr. will get the start for the Astros, who inherits a 2-run lead without even having to throw a pitch. We're going to go bottom 2 with the Mariners. Julio Rodriguez, who strikes out on the low slider. His struggles continue. We're hoping he can turn that around. But Suarez, again, he's also going to go down. Slider down in the zone. The slider looking good for McCullers early. Cal Raleigh up next. He gets a cutter, and he hits it up the middle. So a 2-out single for our catcher today. As that'll put him on first base for A.J. Pollock. 1-0 pitch to Pollock. Gets a slider, and he lines out to third. So that slider looking good early for Lance McCullers. As we'll go top 3, and Jeremy Pena drills one to left center, a solo shot off the bat of the shortstop. And the Gold Glover from a season ago hits his 3rd home run of the season. 3-0 in favor of the Astros. And we're going to go bottom 3 where Robinson Cano will make his first at-bat of the season. The 5-time Silver Slugger back in a Mariners uniform. And he begins his day with a 1-3 ground ball. It's not the start Cano has, but he'll have plenty more chances to get on base. Next batter, Ty France, will end the bottom of the third with a grounder, the same thing that Cano just did. And it's 3-0 in favor of the Astros after 3. Top 4, Kyle Tucker at the top of the lineup back up, and he's going to hit this one down the left field line, and that's going to be extra bases. Logan Gilbert, whose pitch count is actually getting pretty high up there. It's not how you want to start your 4th inning. Michael Brantley up next, 3-2 pitch. He walks him. Gilbert continuing to walk plenty of batters today. Has Yordan up next, and the Silver Slugger rips one to right field. All up against the wall is Hernandez, but he does track it down. And that allows the runner to tag to third, and now runners in the corners for Jose Altuve. He gets the 3-0 green light, and it works. Single up the middle. The Astros now up by 4, with runners still on first and second for Jose Abreu. Abreu, pop up to left, gets just underneath the fastball, and gets the second out for Gilbert. Can Alex Bregman do something here? Same count, 1-1. He goes to right field, but Hernandez will get to this one. But the Astros do add to the lead, now at 4-0. Bottom 4, Mariners being blank to this point. Can they get anything going? They'll start with a Crawford walk, put him on first base for Teoscar Hernandez. He gets a full count pitch, and he also walks. Sinker apparently doesn't clip the zone, and McCullers has put 2 on for Julio Rodriguez, who apparently goes around on the slider. That's strike 3 call. It's the first out of the inning. I don't know if I agree with that one, but it brings up Eugenio Suarez, who connects on a slider deep left field, and just like that, the Mariners are back in this ball game. A 3-run shot for Eugenio Suarez. Suarez has not been kind in the average department this year, underneath 200, but he's hit 7 home runs up to this point. He's got a powerful bat. He just got to connect more. But it's 4-3 now in favor of the Astros. The lead has been cut to just 1, and it's going to stay that way as Pollock strike out on the slider away. Go later into this one, Justice Sheffield will come in relief. Gilbert's pitch count getting just a little too high. We're going to go top 7. Here's Jose Abreu back to the dish, 0-2 today. Does have a walk-in RBI for the Astros, and he's going to go 0-3. Suarez gets him, puts him at first base. There's out number 1. Next up, Alex Bregman, 3-1 pitch to Breg, and he's going to chop this one over the shortstop, and Crawford with a nice play gets him out first. Quick 2 down for Sheffield. He's looking pretty good through this lineup. Jeremy Pena up next, gets jammed. And how about Sheffield going 1-2-3? Saw him earlier in the series with the Athletics, not even make it through an inning. Well, he goes 1-3 against the Houston Astros. Ryan Stanek will come in relief for the Houston as he goes bottom 7 duties against Cal Raleigh. He'll start off with a leadoff walk. Astros now putting runners on base. Pollock again can't lay off the outside slider. There's the first out of the day for Stanek. Tries to do the same thing with Moore. Goes outside, but Moore patiently takes the pitch. And that's going to do it for Stanek. He goes about an inning, and the Astros are going to bring in the lefty Blake Taylor to try to finish this one off as Cano steps up. It's 3 straight lefties for Seattle, so Astros want the advantage. And Robinson Cano get his first hit of the season. 1-0 pitch, fastball inside, pops it up. You can see the visual frustration and wants to get that first hit back in a Mariners uniform. It's not going to come today, though. Ty France in the top of the order. That gets over the glove of the third baseman, Bregman. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Mariners are going to bring home 2. It's a tie game. Can they take the lead? Yes, they do. Beats the throw, and Ty France a 2 RBI double. And the Mariners, after being down by 4 earlier in this ball game, now have the lead. It'll stay just 5-4, but the Mariners with 2 innings just got to get 6 outs, and they take game 1 of the series. The 8th will go to Paul Sewell, the setup man this year for Seattle. Hasn't been the best, and you can see it right there. Plunks Tucker on the inside of his knee and grants him first base. Brantley, though, will swing and miss, so now 2 down for Yordan Alvarez. The big bat, full count pitch. Apparently he goes around. I don't think he did, but we're going to take it. He sits down, and the Astros still down by 1. Trying to keep it that way. Bottom of the 8th, Seth Martinez gets that duty, and he goes 1-2.